Welcome to my cruise, trying not to be showy. I got to pay my dues to keep my jalopy. If we get the views, the shots will be flowy. We will try to amuse so it doesn't floppy. You got to see the twos, the Mando and Stormy.
I told my MR2 Stormy to slow down. You are too old and your engine's going to break. And you take too much gas. Well, Stormy said to me, no, I will keep on cruising. Can't stop, won't stop moving. And no, my engine's not going to break. And the gas, I'm going to take. Baby, I'm just going to shake. So now, Stormy has the shakes. Stormy is definitely shaking. The dashboard shakes, the steering wheel definitely shakes, the cruise control, if you watch the cruise control, you'll see that thing waving up and down continuously. The side mirrors vibrate like crazy. There's a clicking sound that's audible in the video here, and it's a really extremely noisy ride compared to how it should be. Most notably, when it's idling, it's very noticeable, and it gets worse after warming it up. Let's do the torque test. So based on that test, the probable cause is the rear engine mount has failed. Maybe others as well. Note that the front mount visual inspection confirms our suspicion. There's a large crack in the rubber of the rear engine mount. All right, I'm an engineer, not a mechanic. So as I learn this stuff about the car, I like to understand more detail about it rather than just replacing it. So a little bit about the mounts. There's 4 circular mounts, each connecting the chassis to the engine or transmission. How they work. The mount is attached to one side and a bolt, which is attached to the other side, goes to the center of the circular mount with a barrier of rubber in between. This rubber insulator dampens the vibration to help isolate the motor's vibrations from transferring directly into the chassis and thus into the cabin of the car. So, which side does the mount connect to and which side does the bolt connect to? The front and rear mounts keep the engine from rotating. For these mounts, when trying to limit the torque, it is best for the mount to be attached to the motor to reduce stress on the mount itself. So that's why it's done that way. And then the left and right mounts, they're the load-bearing mounts. They really are the ones that reduce the vibration. And so you're trying to reduce the amount of vibration, isolate the vibration for those mounts. And in that case, it is much more effective to have the mounts attached to the chassis and the bolt connected to the vibrating object being the motor. So in our case, the engine in the torque test, we saw that that Stormy's engine jumped upwards in first gear, but not in reverse. A little bit in reverse, but not as much reverse. So really indicates to me that it's likely to be the rear mount which is limiting the torque, the rotational force of that motor. It's not doing its job, so it's probably failed. So the rear mount is a likely culprit to that. I'm hoping that's also the cause for all the vibration and noise that we're hearing, the clicking noise, the vibration, and hopefully it's due to that rear mount. But if not, it's going to be either due to the left or right mounts, because those are the ones that hold the weight of the engine, and they're the ones that the vibration gets transferred into the engine the most from those 2 mounts. So, and particularly in the MR2, the right mount carries much more of the weight than the left one, just by the nature of the weight of the engine versus the transmission. So it's more likely to be the right mount than the left mount to be the one that's bad. That'll be my second one to replace if the rear mount doesn't. At first, I was going to replace all 3 mounts due to the age of the rubber in the mounts. If one failed, I figured, well, the other was probably a class behind failing. So I called Toyota. I was going to try to order all 3 of those mounts, not the front mount, since that was replaced 17 years ago. I was thinking of possibly doing that one as well, but at least do the other 3. So I called Toyota, the parts department locally, and they said they only have the front and rear mounts available, and then the left and right mounts were discontinued. So I just ended up ordering the rear mounts only, the rear mount only, the one mount. I ended up ordering it from a parts shop online, and while I was researching it online, I found that the rear mount, the other mounts were also available. They were just not available for the NA model. The turbo mounts, left and right mounts, turbo models, left and right mounts also fit in the NA model. So I have a path forward for all of my mounts then going forward. But at the moment, I'm just going to replace just the rear mount since that's the one I purchased. So let's jack up the car.
Welcome to my cruise, try not to be showy. I pay my dues, keep it moving in my old jalopy. If we get the views, I catch the light just right. We'll make it smooth, keep the whole thing bright. You gotta see the two of us, Mando and Stormy.
Being the first time on jacks, it's a quick look underneath.
If the world wants a show, then we'll give it some glory. Two little misfits, same beat, same story.
Moving rear engine mount. Support engine via jack and a block of wood. Remove through bolt using angled extensions. Remove the three 14mm bolts. Remove the rear mounting insulator. Here you go. Here's the new piece. FW because it's liquid filled. That's the part number. Okay. Now let's install the rear engine mounting insulator. Clean bolts before reinstallation, then reinstall the rear mounting insulator.
Yeah. Welcome to my cruise. Try not to be showy. I pay my dues, keep it moving in my old jalopy. If we get the views, I'll catch the light just right. We'll make it smooth, keep the whole thing bright.
It is right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You gotta see the two of us, Mando and Stormy, rattling down the road a little rough, a little stormy.
Reinstall the 3 bolts, hand tighten only. Insert the through bolt, lift engine via jack as needed.
Chrome's a little warm, but it still pulls strings. We don't need
Tighten all bolts to get it situated properly.
Like it's all our home. So let them stare, let them talk, let them doubt. We're already out there, rolling on without a route. Hand on the wheel, heart open wide. Mando and Stormy, we're taking a ride, yeah. You gotta see the two of us, Mando and Stormy, rattling down the road a little rough, a little stormy. If the world wants a show, then we'll give it some glory.
Torque the 3 bolts to spec. Torque the through bolt to spec. Remove the support from engine and remove the car jacks and lower the car.
After running it for a little bit, just going off grips, back up a little bit. Now it is more shaky here, you can feel it. I'm not sure you can see it as much. Let's look at the, it's not too bad. You don't see this going crazy, but definitely this thing is moving. Let's see if there's a better way to see that. Alright, so the let's look at then that's still moving. It's pretty much most the same, but it's definitely the biggest difference when it's warmed up. It's this part's much, I can feel it more here. I actually could feel it in here when I put my hands up on this part here. I could feel it when I was driving. Every now and then you get that big rattle there. I guess you can see it here that this guy's moving a lot. This string's moving around. And you can hear it. You can hear the rattling. Progress. You got the mount in there, but it was obviously a little shaky, but at least it's 50% better. In the meantime, I ordered the right side, passenger side mount to put in there. But in the meantime, I'm going to be looking at the handbrake first, and then we'll get that. And hopefully at the end, we'll have a nice running Stormy.